Biddle's Big Breakfast on 994RO. Good morning, 18 past 7, and this has been a big talking point over the last couple of days. Had a number of people contact me yesterday, making sure that we stay across this and are covering this. According to the news that came out across the weekend, the state government have said they'll challenge a fresh native title claim for exclusive ownership of Great Keppel Island. The claim submitted by the Woppaburra people. Basically, they were formally recognised in 2021 as the native title holders of 570 square kilometres of land and sea off the coast of Yeppoon. The court granting exclusive use over parts of Great Keppel Island, but now they've taken it one step further. One Nation candidate for Keppel, James Ashby, has taken immediate action and joins me this morning. G'day, James.
Yeah, morning, Aaron. How are you?
Good. So tell me your reaction and certainly what people are saying to you about this native title claim.
Well, let me know. Labor wanted to keep this a big secret until I'd uncovered it during the week. Labor had no intention of telling even Livingston Shire Council about it, who are making some significant budgetary decisions on the island at this very moment, and they were quite shocked. Mary Carroll hadn't even been told from Cap Enterprise, and this has been swept under the carpet until now. So it is good to know that it's out in the open for everybody to know about. What's been sought here is a further 70% takeover of Great Keppel Island under native title. They've made an application for exclusive use, which means if you're not a Woppaburra person, you can be asked to get off the land. We've seen that happen in other areas, like on the Fraser Coast, where a stretch of beach was made exclusive use, and that's exactly what those traditional owners did. They said, we don't want anyone in here, and they shut it down. There's a number of lots on Great Keppel Island that have been applied for, previously extinguished under a 2021 decision by the Federal Court, but because those leases that Tower Holdings had have now been rescinded and the land has gone back to the state government, that's what's opened this pathway for the Woppaburra people to be able to make this fresh application. And when I hear Stephen Miles and the member for Keppel suggest they're going to challenge this, that's a very, very different word to oppose.
Yeah, yeah.
And what I'm hearing, and you've got to be very careful here because Labor are very cheeky at times with their language. Challenge and oppose are two different things. Challenge, what I'm hearing from Labor is the only thing they're going to challenge is the fact that it's exclusive. They want it changed to non-exclusive. So in other words, they'll still let it go through, but not under the exclusive request that's gone through at the moment.
James,
so very deceiving.
You mentioned funding, and you said at the start that Labor tried to keep this a secret. Recently, there were questions over the fact that we didn't see a lot of funding in the budget for Keppel. Do you think they knew about it before then?
Yeah, well, of course they knew about it. They've known about it since the 13th of May. And the budget came out after that. I think that's why the $30 million that they'd made a commitment to on Great Keppel Island was missing from the budget. Aaron, I've been reading budgets now for almost 20 years within the federal sphere, and when you do a budget, they're no different on a state level. One of the biggest things I've always requested of the federal government, whenever we've done deals with them for funding, like we have for the Rocky Sports Club and the hospice, which has now opened up in Rocky, that was funding that One Nation had secured through the federal government. And one of the things that Senator Hanson and myself have always done is say you must make it a line item in a budget so that you can actually see it in black and white. Well, there is no line item for $30 million for Great Keppel Island. There's a line item for 5, but the rest is missing. And the problem I've got is Labor knew about this and thought, well, bugger spending a further $30 million if we're only going to hand it over to somebody else.
James, tell me about this petition that you've started.
I think it's important that we send a really clear message. The Premier says that he's offered feedback to the Federal Court. I've put in a Freedom of Information document requesting that feedback. I want to see what feedback he's offered because, as I've said, no one was consulted over it. I think what's important is that locals have got to get behind this petition to send a really clear message. I want to have that tabled in our federal parliament next week, if possible. And I also want to make sure that that petition can be used as feedback for the federal court in their determination on this new native title claim. So all they have to do is they can either Google One Nation Native Title Petition Great Keppel Island, you'll find it there, or go to the Facebook page, look up my Facebook page and the link's there as well, and sign that and send a really clear message. Help us send that clear message.
Well done. Keep us updated, won't you?
Thanks, Aaron. Appreciate your interest.
Thanks, James. James Ashby, candidate for Keppel for One Nation. Have your say, 49227990, aaron.stevens@4ro.com.au. 24 past